if you save.
Now I don't worry about my property taxes. Ownwell reduces it every year.
Sign up now, free. Don't pay unless you save. But hurry, protest deadlines end next week. Text WIN to 64,000. Text WIN to 64,000. Text WIN to 64,000.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Riata Ford in Manor has made it simple. Pick yours at RiataFord.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Riata Ford in Manor has made buying a new Ford simple.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, outdoor and home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through May 14th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today.
iHeartRadio. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horns. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland,
Leander, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Throwback Thursday, maybe even a Thirsty Thursday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. The Celtics can't get right, and the Knicks can't do no wrong. Met with Josh Pate. We will hear from him. Eric Henry of Horns 24/7 joins us at 7:34. The NFL odds for 25-26 season are out. We'll see who gets the best part of this. Texas softball starts SEC tournament play for their quest to be a champion. The Dallas Stars take a 1-0 lead after a 3-2 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. This is big for the Stars. And, of course, we'll talk all things Texas. I'm your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. And as always, make sure that you use that always free iHeartRadio app. You can put us as your #1 preset. And, of course, if you use the talkback feature, we'll give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Jason Aldean a little bit later in the year. Last night, the NBA continues to be fantastic. As I said at the very beginning, there's some teams that get it and some teams that don't. The Boston Celtics are a team that we thought, well, at least I did, thought was going to repeat as champion. But the New York Knicks, somehow, some way, continue to find a way to make it rough on the Boston Celtics. And once again, they come from behind for the victory. And it sounded a little bit like this.
They're going to go. They're not going to use the timeout. Plenty of time here.
It's Tatum. Robinson's on him. Tatum maneuvering. Oh, the ball knocked away. Another great defensive play for the Knicks. They've got it. They've won it. New York has gone up 2-0. And defense again at the end.
It's unbelievable.
Think all those picks were worth it now?
I mean, it is unbelievable when you sit and watch this New York Knicks basketball team play. They were down at the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, it was 24-13. 24-13.
Down 20 points.
And then all of a sudden, they come back into the second half. The second quarter.
The Brunson burner.
They're always staying hot. That thing is always flickering.
Did you like it? I love that moniker.
Yo, yeah.
Every time you hit a shot, Barkley, the burner.
Yep.
Shaq, Kenny, like they really did like get behind him. I think that that might be something that got some legs.
This is a team in the New York Knicks. They only play 8 players. They only play 8. Truly only 7.
Shape.
Oh, truly only 7, because Cameron Payne, he just comes in just for the last couple seconds of each half to get in and get Brunson a break before they have to go back in. But this is a team, once again, that finds a way to get it done. You look at what the Boston Celtics didn't do, and Jason Tatum looked like he was out of it at the end of the game. Like he could not get into any rhythm, and it was one of those I feel sorry for myself type of deals. He doesn't look like that guy that we expected to be the closer.
Have the dog in him.
He's supposed to be the closer.
And why not call a timeout?
Well, because they saw what happened to play before. I mean, what's his name? Joe Mazzulla. He said that when they got that one play where Jason Tatum ran the ball right up the court and he dunked it, real quick score, I looked at everybody in my house and I said, that was too fast. That was too fast, because you had 24.3 seconds left, or 8 seconds, 24.8 seconds left. You basically have the last shot. They went down and scored real quick, and I was like, that is the dumbest thing that you could possibly do, is score that fast. Take the last shot. Take the last shot. But no, what do? They go down, and the New York Knicks go and make a play. As always.
Hey, I love that double team. That was like, stop the ball.
Right to him.
We say that all the time.
Right to him.
Anytime that I go to a game with you and watch your son play, we always say, stop the ball.
No.
And then once you stop the ball, then you have time. One, time is ticking.
Yep.
But secondly, you make him make a pass, there's a chance that he might throw that ball away.
And that's what ends up happening.
Ended up what happened. And this is at the NBA level. This is the highest level, championship basketball level.
Yep.
So all you young kids out there, stop the ball.
You got to stop the ball.
Force the pass.
And here's the other thing. For 8 minutes, I believe they only scored 1 bucket. For 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, they got outscored 30-17 in the fourth quarter. You can't do that, Boston. Like, I don't understand. You're at home, too.
Why are they taking so many shots outside the perimeter, outside of 3?
It's unbelievable.
And not just 23 feet, 24 feet. They're taking 27.
They took 40 3-pointers again last night.
They
were 10 of 40.
Oh my gosh.
They are worse. It sounds like they are worse than what we've seen from Minnesota when they were talking about it yesterday.
No, nobody's worse than Minnesota.
Well, they missed 45 the other night. Think about that. They missed 45.
So they miss 80 shots.
Yes.
In 2 games.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is one of them situations when they don't even have a plan B. It's all plan A, shoot the 3, no plan B.
Yes.
I mean, but and
Al
Brown and God,
Tatum, White,
both of them,
Drew Holiday,
all 4 of those guys.
I mean, just name them all.
They can drive the basket.
Right.
They all have that ability to get to the basket. And they're just not. I don't understand it. That's not how they won last year against Dallas.
Yes.
But that was the forte back in the days. If the shot ain't falling, attack the basket. The shot will start to fall, but nobody does that anymore. It's just shoot the 3, shoot your way out of it.
It just doesn't make any sense, and that's why you start to look at what's happening. You talked about Mazzulla the other day, talking about his coaching or lack thereof in certain situations.
Well, he sits there and relies on his players to get him out of trouble.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it. You got to coach them.
If I'm a Boston fan, and I said this the other day, I thought that game, the first game when the Knicks came from behind to win, I thought that was fake news because of the way that they shot the basketball, because of the way Boston shot 45 missed threes. So you're thinking to yourself, they're not going to do that again.
No.
They won't do that.
No
they
way.
missed 30 3-pointers again. 75 missed 3-pointers.
Let it ride.
In a series that has only been 2 games.
Shoot the rock.
I'm the best shooter out here. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I mean, you look at this game and you're like, congratulations to the Knicks, because one thing that they have always shown, they are a very resilient bunch.
And grit.
They play buzzer to buzzer.
Yeah.
They don't care how far down they are. They find a way to get it done. And they did it again last night. And now they get to go home and have home court. Now, I don't know much about much.
I wish that we could go to a Knick game, right? To be in the environment of a 2-0 team coming back to the Garden.
Yes.
Like Spike Lee might be standing behind the coach. He might be standing next to the coach.
Screaming A. Smith is losing his mind right now. Because they were not supposed
he don't
to
deserve this joy.
They were not supposed to win both of those games. They were out. They were losing both of those games.
20 points down in both.
And came from behind to win again.
So what's going to happen now that they're at home fired up, Hardge?
I don't know.
Could this be a sweep?
It'll be a gentleman's.
Or a gentleman's.
I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. And the only reason why is because
that's one win for y'all.
If you can't win at home and you're the Boston Celtics defending champion,
you don't deserve to win.
You don't deserve to win.
Yeah.
You have given up. We talked about it.
It don't start
until you lose a home game, and you lost 2. Oh my goodness! So are we headed to a New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers, old school Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing?
I'm here for it. Here for it.
This is going to be wild. We are just getting started here on the morning kickoff. Coming up next, Coach Sark is doing some interviews, and he got to talk to Josh Pate, and we'll talk about it right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Texas softball is heating up. Catch every pitch.
Soaring fly ball center field. Back goes Dill to the warning track to the wall. It's gone. Mitchell for the second game in a row. A round tripper, and the Longhorns up 4-1 here in the 7th inning.
As the Horns take on the SEC, search Retro Austin on the free iHeartRadio app and listen to Texas softball all season long.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
An overturned vehicle crash blocks off the 2 left lanes on I-35 northbound at Wells Branch Parkway. It's causing a 25 to 30-minute backup starting from Berrywood Drive and Meadowlark Avenue. And looking onto the 130 Toll Road southbound for reports of a crash around County Road 104, causing a 20-minute backup from FM 971. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken nuggets are back at Taco Bell. All white meat chicken, coated in tortilla chip breading, and paired with unique dipping sauces. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Hey, if you're looking to refurbish your smile or just taking care of your day-to-day dental health care needs, I can recommend a solution. Dr. Greg Eckert. Dr. Eckert has been at it for 30 years now here in Austin, helping folks with dental repair, whitening, cosmetic dentistry, and a leader in full mouth restoration. They can help you make the informed decision about your dental health care. Give Dr. Eckert a call today at 512-345-3166. That's Eckert with a U, U-E-C-K-E-R-T. 512-345-3166 for Dr. Greg Eckert.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $1,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet will always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, shout cheers to savings.
Spurs Sports Academy summer camps are back, now in San Antonio and Austin, June through August. Choose from a variety of camps for boys and girls of all ages and skill levels. Get elite training, court time, custom awards, and appearances by Spurs players and more. Lock in your spot now at spurs.com/summercamps.
Running a fleet is expensive. So what happens when you cut the fuel bill by 10% with a Coast Fleet Card?
We're saving money and time, which means we're able to take better care of all of our vehicles and our techs, plus our bottom line. Coast has been a real game changer for us.
With Coast, you get smarter spending, stronger security, and real support when you need it. Set spending limits, track purchases in real time, and stop unauthorized transactions before they happen. Coast works anywhere Visa is accepted, so you're not limited to overpriced or out-of-the-way gas stations.
The customer service is way above the company that we used before. Along with the extra security, it's worth saying again, total game changer for us.
Go to coastpay.com/sports and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/sports to save 10% on fuel with Coast. coastpay.com/SPORTS.
Coast card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. Actual savings may vary. See terms at coastpay.com. The spokesperson and characters in this ad are actor portrayals.
When divorce puts your life's work on the line, Cordell & Cordell is ready to help you protect it. As a business owner, you've dedicated years building a legacy now at risk due to divorce. Let our experienced family law attorneys fight for you and that legacy. Cordell & Cordell is one of the nation's largest family law firms. Call to schedule your consultation today.
Offices in Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Austin area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, principal partner. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are ending. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right. Customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today. 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
News has never been so important.
We've got breaking news from Capitol Hill.
And iHeart makes it so easy to stay in the know with 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
A major breakthrough in medical research.
Live around the clock, so you're never more than 3 minutes away from the stories that matter most.
Extreme weather is impacting millions.
24/7 news, right at your fingertips with the free iHeart app, where you can now make 24/7 news a preset for even quicker access. 24/7 news on iHeartRadio. Wake up with Hardge and Henry in the morning kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM. Mike Hardball, Hardge, world man at WWE Hall of Fame, Pete, Mark Henry, and of course we got our guy Marcus on the boards. Coming up in the next segment, we'll have Eric Henry of Horns 24/7 joining us to talk all things Texas as the Texas Longhorns baseball team gets ready for a huge weekend final home series versus the Florida Gators, tipping off tomorrow. What you got?
You're gonna tell them that we had a breakthrough
about what?
About me hugging you and
no.
You accepted.
I did not. I accepted your compliment on something, and you came by and patted me.
But you didn't complain today. You didn't. This is the first day that you never complained.
That's because I couldn't breathe because you was hitting me in my back. I couldn't breathe. I got my dude choked up over there.
Oh man, that's great.
But we will have Eric Henry of Horns 24/7 to talk about Texas baseball. Obviously, we're going to continue conversations about Texas football. Texas football never ever stops here, as always. And speaking of never stopping, Coach Sarkisian had a busy week. You know, it is the off season, so his time is a little bit different. He had a real busy off season as well, from transfer portal to practice. No spring game, but they did have spring practices. We also got a new quarterback on campus. We'll get a chance to talk to Eric about that as well. But he got a chance to talk to Josh Pate State, as he likes to go by. He is part of CBS. They always have some good conversation. And here is the opening two questions from Josh Pate to Coach Sark.
So when I was growing up in like the 2000s, when people talked about elite teams in college football, they would just say, like, for example, the USCs, and then it was the Floridas, and then Saban gets to Alabama. But there are always these 2 or 3 teams that you just rattle off as an example of the top level of college football. You hadn't won a national title here yet. You haven't won an SEC title here yet. But yet that conversation's Texas now. I don't know how rewarding that is, but it's got to be at least a little validating to know when people are rattling off the examples of what it's supposed to look like, they don't get too far down the list before there it is, Texas, right back in the combo.
Well, I'd like to validate it maybe with a couple of trophies.
You still do want a championship.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think that we've worked really hard. Obviously, when we got here, I think I say this all the time. When you take on a job like this, one of the keys to this is understanding what you sign up for. And there's clearly a standard at the University of Texas about competing and winning championships, and that's not just in football; it's across the board. And you think about, we've won 3 of the last 4 Directors' Cups. We have 21 sports here. 9 of them have been ranked number 1 in the country in their respective sports this year. That's almost half, right? And so when you think about it that way, there's a standard of excellence that we have to strive for here, that we're held accountable to. But that's what you have to know. That's what you sign up for. And so going into year 5, it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work, on the field, on the grass with the players. Been a lot of work behind the scenes, recruiting players, developing players in the program, producing NFL talent. Been a lot of work with stuff that's going on facility wise and what we've been doing. And so much credit goes to the administration and to Chris Del Conte and the support he's given us, to our donors to want to make this thing grow and build into something where year in and year out, we can compete for championships. Now, ultimately, the onus is on us. We have to try to go and do this and get it done. But at the end of the day, we've put ourselves in a good position to where maybe people do talk about us in that light. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of about the reward at the end rather than what other people think. I'd rather actually have something to show for it.
So check this out. And this is where we were a few years ago, Mark. You start to look at what's going on here on the 40 acres. We talked a little bit about that. They also won the SEC trophy just the other day for the most victories by a university in the SEC, talking all sports.
All sports, yeah.
I remember when the Directors Cup first came to the University of Texas, and Coach Sark had just got here. It was the 5-7 season, but Texas was winning on every other level. Every other level they were winning. And he was like, that's great, but I want to be a part of the reason why we won this. I want to be part of we're not holding up our end of the deal is basically what he was saying.
Right.
Now you look at back-to-back seasons, only team to go back to the college football playoffs in the new format, even expanded format.
Right, right.
Texas was the only team to be able to do that. You look at the recruiting classes. He talked about the new upgrades that are being done at the University of Texas, the football practice facilities that is going to be going up, the new recruiting area for the recruits when they come in and their families. Texas is ascending in the right direction, and it's pretty cool to see because the messaging continues to be, we're not done.
It used to be a rotation between Stanford, Penn State, and Texas.
Yes.
Now it's just Texas.
Yes.
Nobody's talking about Stanford. Nobody's talking about Penn State.
Yes.
And we talked about yesterday, the money leads to everything. And Texas is making double what everybody else is making. So I'm shout out to the whole program and administrators over there. CDC, you the man.
I mean, it's just a really, really cool deal. As he said during that clip, you start looking at every single team and you realize they've been number one at some point in almost every sport.
Yeah.
They've touched the number one spot at some point.
Why number one? Because I'm the one.
So you look at them and you try to figure out, okay, what's next? What can they do next? And Coach Sark continued his conversation with Josh Pate about all these things, but more importantly about his football team.
We talked last year, and I remember you told the story about how when you were finishing your time at Bama, when you were getting hired at Texas, you sort of took the job sight unseen. You hadn't really.
I didn't sort of. I did.
Like Austin. Let me find it on a map. Let me look at pictures on the
Googled
internet.
it.
So you had, like anyone else who takes a job, you have an idea of what you think the Texas head coaching job is. And then you're probably looking from a program perspective, what I think we could turn it into if we handle our business the right way.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot you can't know until you take over the job. So now you're several years in. So how do you compare, in your outsider's perspective, what you thought the Texas job would be versus now in the weeds, boots on the ground, what it has been for you?
I've been thinking about this quite a bit. I got here in January of 21, coming out of that COVID football season, which was like one of the oddest years ever. We had a great team at Bama.
And congrats on the Iron Bowl win, by the way.
Yeah, how about that? I was the interim head coach.
Oh, the Wikipedia page, just like people don't even know. Is this a typo?
Yeah.
No, you head coached Alabama in the Iron Bowl.
I tried to talk Coach Saban to the onside kicking to start the game. He didn't want to do it, but anyhow, we won, so it worked out. And then, at the end of that spring semester, your athletic department always gives you your cumulative team GPA for the year, fall, spring semesters. And we had a 2.33 team GPA. And I thought, that's not very good. Granted, University of Texas, great institution, top 5 public university in the country, 2.33 is not great. Then the season rolls around and we go 5-7. And we had blown 6 straight second half leads. Not very good.
No draft picks.
We have no draft picks. So what was the problem? What was our issue? I said, we have a culture issue. We lack accountability. We're entitled. Okay. We don't serve others. It's about me. And that in that moment, I know we've touched on this before, but in that moment, it was like, that's the real issue going on. Granted, we want talent, right? And we want to acquire talent. We want to retain our talent. And we put an emphasis on the line of scrimmage and those types of things. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a talent issue that we had that year. It was a culture issue. And so now, fast forward going into year 5, what has come out of this is we have a group of players on our team now that they're the ones we recruited. They're the ones that have grown up with us, right? Our 4th year seniors have been with us now for 4 straight years. Our 3rd year players, that Arch, that Anthony Hill, the Cedric Baxters, the Manny Muhammad's, the Derek Williams, that group of guys, they don't know any different than what we do. And so I think about my time at Bama, and granted it was closing in on the end for Coach Saban's run there, but how that was ran, how the older players educated the younger players on what was acceptable, what was not, how we went about our business at Bama has now started to come to fruition here. And I think about what Kirby's been able to do at Georgia, or what Dabo's been able to do at Clemson, or what Ryan's been able to do at Ohio State. They're kind of in front of us in that cycle, but their cycle has really well underway. Our cycle really now has just begun, because now we've got nothing but players that don't know any different than what we do, and why those things are important. And to watch them lead in a way differently now than maybe we did the past couple of years is really fun to be part of now. And it's exciting to see. It's exciting to watch it kind of come to life.
And the funny thing about that too, where he said that these guys are bought in, basically, is what he's saying. We set the foundation now. Now it's time to go to work, and they know nothing else. It's kind of like when you get hired at a job and you're the new hire, but somebody else, things have changed a little bit within the company, and you're the new person. You don't know anything about what happened before. You know everything about what you're doing now. So it's huge that happens. Coming up next, we're going to be talking to our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 24/7, get his take on the state of the union at the University of Texas, and talk a little baseball as well, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
2 left lanes are blocked off by an accident on I-35 northbound at Wells Branch Parkway, causing a 30-minute backup from Berrywood Drive. There's a 20-minute delay caused by an accident on the 130 Toll Road southbound at County Road 104, and a crash on the right shoulder on Mopac northbound at Enfield. I'm Jason Fossling with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bosch. With the Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer, you can conquer your construction needs, and you can powerfully break through concrete. Get the Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Graduation caps are fixing to be flying, and summer plans are heating up. So why not kick it all off with a brand new Chevy from Covert Hutto? Check out deals like $12,250 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST, $4,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Tahoe Premier, and $4,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Equinox LT. See dealer for details. Covert has been family-owned since 1909 because trust, value, and Texas pride never go out of style. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Rocket.com is the new home for all things homeownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-375-1158. That's 800-375-1158. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-375-1158. 800-375-1158.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The Spurs signed head coach Mitch Johnson to a multi-year deal. Pacers' last-second three stunned the Cavs. Take a 2-0 series lead. West semis Warriors beat the Timberwolves in Game 1. Astros couldn't find a way to come back after giving up 4 runs in the first, lose to the Brewers for their third straight loss. Cowboys acquiring Steelers receiver George Pickens for draft compensation. I'm Ron Moss.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
That feeling of owning your first Mercedes-Benz is hard to believe, but it's real. From the leather stitching to the iconic design, every element of a Mercedes lives up to its reputation. See for yourself at your local dealer. Offers are waiting.
Join the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, each day from 2 to 5 p.m. for the Craig Way Show on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
It is Teacher Appreciation Day. That's right. Go out there and help out all the teachers. With their presents. They've been babysitting your kids all year long, so let's figure that out, help them out. But joining us on the line is our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 24/7. Make sure you follow him at Eric C. Henry _ And E, let me ask you, is there a favorite teacher that you've had throughout your life?
Oh, first off, as always, good morning. Appreciate y'all having me on. Most definitely, man. I got to give a shout out to my 11th and 12th grade social studies, sociology, all those kind of subjects teachers. Mr. Gregory, Tampa Catholic High School, one of the few teachers who invested in me, not just as, someone who played sports or whatever, but really invested in me as a person. So yeah, man, hearing you talk about Teacher Appreciation Day just instantly made me think of her. So shout out to her.
That's awesome, man. Everybody has that one teacher that always looks out for them and leads them in the right direction. I wanted to ask you this too, because obviously Texas football gets a new quarterback to come on campus. And I understand that he's not a guy that is there to take the job from Arch Manning, but when you first heard that was happening, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
I wasn't surprised, Hardge, because if you take a look at Steve Sarkisian's history, he doesn't want to go into a season with only 3 scholarship quarterbacks, right? And that's the thing with college. Most college coaches don't want to go, if they had their preference, they don't want to go into the season with only 3 scholarship quarterbacks. So it's not a surprise that he goes out and gets a Matthew Caldwell from Troy just to kind of, as you noted, Hardge, listen, he's not coming in there to challenge Arch Manning, right? Here's the situation. You have Trey Owens. Steve Sarkisian has been high on him, continues to be high on him. You have KJ Lacey, a true freshman. I've talked about it on your guys' show. During Steve Sarkisian's 4 years at Texas, he's never had just one quarterback start every single game because of injury, right? Knock on wood, you hope Arch Manning can be that guy, but if Texas plays 16 or 17 games, the likelihood, the probability is that you will need a quarterback who takes some snaps at some point in time. Why not go out and get a kid who, at this point in his career, just to give you a little background on Matthew Caldwell from Troy, he wasn't the starter to open the year last year, started the last 6 games of the year for the Trojans, but they have a returning quarterback coming back, right? So at this point in his career, at this point in the offseason, he can enter the transfer portal and maybe go compete for a QB1 job at an FCS school or, a lower G5 school, or come to Texas, compete for best case scenario, be the QB2, or, all right, then if that doesn't work out, he pushes KJ Lacey and Trey Owens and kind of pushes them to step their game up. So it's just to bring in another arm. And of course, you get someone who has 25 career games worth of playing experience just in case worst case scenario.
A lot of times you see quarterbacks come into systems where they can learn the nuances of the pro game. Do you think that played a part in it too, that he wanted to come to Texas and kind of learn under the Steve Sarkisian tree?
Yeah, Mark, your kind of theory isn't off, but Matthew Caldwell, and I'm not saying this to knock the kid, doesn't really have a professional future, right? I mean, I think Matthew Caldwell came to Texas because, as I said, at this point in the stage of the offseason, when things played out at Troy, where they have their returning starter coming back, Will Crowder, the kid who started the first 7 games for them before he got hurt, if that's the direction they want to go in, you take a look at the options and you say, hey, all right, I can go compete, possibly be a starter at a group of 5 or an FCS school, or I can come to Texas and get, whatever NIL package may come. I will say this to your point, having the opportunity to learn under Steve Sarkisian for whatever his future may be, whether that's coaching or, playing at a level that's not the NFL, that probably puts him in a better scenario to do that. But yeah, I don't want to, even try to give the illusion, and I'm not knocking the kid, but, he's someone who began his career as a walk-on at the G5 level. So he doesn't really have the NFL future, you would think, unless something crazy happens. So this is more for probably his development in terms of whatever he may want to do as far as coaching or something else.
Well, we talk about the quarterback position because of the importance of it, but really the brass tacks are the offensive line. Give me some kind of news and nugget that would make me feel real comfortable about what this offensive line going forward next season is.
Yeah, and listen, I agree with you, Mark, right? I actually wrote this earlier this week that for all the things we want to believe that Arch Manning can be, he cannot resemble his grandfather back in New Orleans where he was running for his life, play in, play out, right? What caused Georgia to come into Austin this year and leave with a victory? Was their ability to dominate up front. So to give you something that should, provide a little bit of hope, I think Cole Hudson's development, after, of course, we all know Cole came in as a starter as a true freshman, has been kind of a reserve guy, can play on various spots across the interior of the offensive line. I think his development, now 2 years removed from that, is something to be excited about. I think Nato Umazulu, that's another one to be excited about at guard, right? It's kind of at a point in his career where if you look at where Texas has been, I don't think it was a lack of talent that's kept him off the field. I think it's just the fact that, they had a lot of cohesion, a lot of talented starting offensive linemen on their, previous teams, right? We've talked about the 4 starters lost from last year. So I think, again, it's not that this group is short on talent, right? It's that they're short on cohesion. Can they build that over the offseason? I think that's going to be key. Steve Sarkisian has talked about that in his interview with 24/7 Sports' Josh Pate. It's a matter of, hey, it's not that we don't have guys we believe in. It's we're going to need to kind of get those guys on the same page so that come August 30th, at Ohio State, they're ready to go.
No doubt about it. E, I'm going to let you go with this, man, because got this big question for you. Texas baseball has its best record, non-conference record in 16 years, but everybody's still talking about Arkansas. But we move on. Now we have Florida. What are your expectations into this weekend?
Yeah, you take a look at Florida, they just lost to USF. So, and the Gators has been a bit of an up and down season. And although they are playing better baseball as of late, the expectation for me is if you just look at Texas' track record throughout the year, you think they'll be able to take 2 out of 3, right? They've obviously beaten top 10 teams in the nation at home. And also, Hardge, I think, and you can speak to this better than most, I think there's something for teams just being able to find a way, right? Like Arkansas, they were due. You're not going to run through the entire SEC and sweep everybody or win 2 out of 3, especially going to Arkansas on the road. They probably were due for that type of series. But the way that Texas managed to battle back, in a bit of a tight game against Lamar, broke up for 5 runs in the 8th inning. I think the way that this team finds ways to get it done, that to me is an encouraging thing. So my expectation this weekend series is Texas should at least take 2 out of 3 from the Gators.
Yeah, they need to. As always, my man, I appreciate you jumping on with us and sharing your knowledge as you always do.
Appreciate
Make sure
ya.
you get over to Horns 24/7 and check out the latest. But of course, you can always follow him at Eric C. Henry _ on social media. Thanks, E.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little Texas softball. They get ready to chase the dream of getting that trophy, and we'll hear from Coach Mike White right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
As the weather heats up, the action on the diamond gets even hotter. Here's the 0-1. Swung on the ball, hit well. Out toward right, and you can say goodnight to it. Tune into Longhorn Baseball all season long.
The stretch in the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Got him on the slider. And the Longhorns with back-to-back strikeouts.
From the road to the dish. This is Longhorn Baseball on 1300 The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
2 left lanes are blocked off by an accident on I-35 northbound at Wells Branch Parkway, causing a 30-minute backup from Berrywood Drive. There's a 20-minute delay caused by an accident on the 130 Toll Road southbound at County Road 104, and a crash on the right shoulder on Mopac northbound at Enfield. I'm Jason Fossling with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Save on family favorites when you shop with digital coupons at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get USDA Choice T-Bone or New York Steaks and fresh Atlantic salmon fillets for $7.77 per pound with digital coupon. And 24 packs of Dasani water for $4.97 each with digital coupon.
Leo Schofield spent decades in prison for a crime Jeremy Scott later confessed to. Season 2 of the hit podcast Bone Valley investigates how Jeremy's violent past unfolded and who else may have suffered his wrath.
This is a case that should never happen. I told him you got it wrong, you got the wrong man.
Listen to Bone Valley on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Bone Valley.
Hey, Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are reigning. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right. Customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today, 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
Don't postpone better sleep. Shop Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale now. Upgrade to a premium bed from a curated selection and take your rest to the next level. Don't miss out. Visit Mattress Firm.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional-grade replacement parts to complete system solutions, Napa has what your business needs to keep your customers cool mile after mile. Need AC repair kits and refrigerant? How about compressors and condensers? Name the part, Napa has you covered coast to coast, behind a nationwide network built to keep your business ahead of the curve. Find your AC parts right now at Napa.
Economists are predicting a robust 2025. Rates are lower and huge rebates are back. This is great news for consumers. Now, having said that, new vehicle transaction prices are double what they were in 2010, and consumers want low payments. Auto manufacturers are addressing affordability with long-term financing agreements of 72, 75, even 84 months in duration. Those terms don't come close to matching most people's trade cycles. And Apple Leasing Easy Lease offers the lowest payments and terms that make sense for you. After all, does it really make sense to make a high payment on a long-term purchase when the only thing you'll be left with at the end is negative equity? We all know how this story ends. Join thousands of other clients and save today with the Easy Lease. Make no down payments, have no payments for 60 days, and build a relationship that lasts a lifetime. It's easy. Just call 512-346-9977 or visit us online at appleleasing.com.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Get ready to Rita. The tequila sale at Specs is going on now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. Less than 1% of water on Earth is drinkable, and humans are using it faster than nature can replenish it. Reduce the amount of water you use in the bathroom by taking shorter showers and turning the water off while you brush your teeth. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
Great stuff from our guy, Eric Henry, of course, breaking down all of the great news from on the 48. We'll hear from Coach Sark as he sat down with Josh Payton, and we will hear a lot more covering that. But right now, we want you to have a listen to Mike White and his team as they get ready to take on Ole Miss this afternoon, 4 p.m. on SEC Network, and they have continued the conversations about the quest to be a champion, SEC championship. You get a chance to go into the tournament and get crowned a championship before you get into the NCAA tournament. Pretty much Texas is going to be able to host, I would believe, because of their national ranking all season long. I'm sure that they're going to be able to be a regional host. But Mike White talks about it's always going to be a battle.
We're excited to get an opportunity in this tournament. It's well covered. There's a lot of really good teams in it, and it's going to be a tough battle. Just an example how tough it is. I mean, Missouri, they finished 14th in the conference, seeding wise, and they've beaten two of the #1 teams. They've beaten Oklahoma and also Tennessee, and gave us a good run as well. So that tells you the depth of the conference. And I think you're right. It is one of the most deep of the sports. And, just that says a lot about the game, softball itself, or it means in the SEC to be part of this. So we're excited.
What do you think that you most want to improve upon during this tournament as you get ready for the NCAA tournament upcoming?
Yeah, I think all year we've battled chasing from behind. We've had a tough time getting leads early in the games, and it seems like we don't really free ourselves up until our backs are against the wall, and then look out. From the fifth inning on, we turn out our best performances. So I'm not sure why that occurs, and we're addressing that issue. And I think we got to free ourselves up and be less afraid of failing or not having success, and being more aggressive. I think that at times we're taking too many good pitches and swinging at some bad ones, and that's never a good recipe.
And that's why you start to look at what's been going on with Taylor Cavan. Tegan Cavan, not Taylor, talking about her pitching. And Mike White mentioned that sometimes you get pitchers fatigue naturally.
I think baseball's, more elbow orientated and shoulder. Where softball pitchers tend to, it's back and legs, and actually the muscles in the forearm get really tired because of the way you grip the ball and what you do, and so you can get overworked that way. It tends to be not so much of an acute injury, but happens over time. You get a little fatigued and tired, and your bicep tendonitis is another issue. So, we're aware of those things, and we keep monitoring how they're doing and make sure we're not overworking.
Especially because most of the time when you start to look at all these pitchers, they run them out there quite a bit. I mean, that's just natural. Your arm movement is naturally moving underhand. It's not over the top like always. So we'll see. But the most important thing is they get a chance to go out there and play. And Coach Mike White is believing that this is a long time coming for this team.
Joined now by the head coach, Mike White, as well as Reese Atwood. Guys, welcome to the SEC tournament. So great to have you here for the first time. Feels like forever. We've been counting down to this moment. How excited are you to have a little bit new scenery here in the postseason to start it out?
Well, I don't think words can put it into place.
Yeah.
It's just really exciting to be part of this atmosphere and be part of this tournament that we've watched from home for the last few years. It's very exciting. Some great competition and already some good games that have already gone ahead of us.
And it's an exciting time. We can't wait because Texas will play Ole Miss this afternoon, 4 o'clock first pitch. Well, supposedly 4 o'clock first pitch, but sometimes these games kind of run a little bit long.
Both these Texas teams are very well equipped and they're good to go. So I don't have any intrepidation in saying that I feel like Texas has an advantage, that they should go in there and do their thing.
And the winner of this game will take on the winner of Alabama and Texas A&M, as last night. I believe that's how it ended up. Let me make sure, South Carolina, South Carolina and Texas A&M. Texas will play the winner of that matchup. In the top of the bracket, it's number 9, LSU. And when I say number 9, it's the seedings in the SEC tournament. Number 9, LSU takes on number 1, Oklahoma. Number 5, Arkansas takes on number 4, Tennessee. Number 11, Ole Miss takes on number 3, the Texas Longhorns. That's this afternoon at 4 o'clock. South Carolina will take on Texas A&M following the Texas game. It all kicks off today at a 10 a.m. on the SEC Network. SEC Network has been holding it down all week, and we look forward to SEC play this weekend for Texas baseball. We'll have a conversation about that a little bit later.
All right, I'm ready.
You always ready. Stay ready, dog. You ain't got to stay ready.
If you stay ready, then you ain't got to get ready.
Do you think you can hit a fast pitch softball pitch?
It's been a while.
Wait.
Because I know the science. Like, it's closer, so it balances out. It's just like trying to hit like a 80-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't think I can do that.
Wait. What did you just say? It's the what? I know
like
the
science, because of being 90 feet away. When you're closer, like the speed equals or balances itself out. Like, I mean, this is the way it was explained to me.
Okay.
By a professional.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with what they said rather than what I think.
Okay.
And if he said that a fastball in softball would be like hitting an 80 to 85 mile an hour fastball. And I told you, I tried to hit over at Hit Athletic. They got upstairs, they got the pitching machine. And I could not hit 75. So why would I be able to hit 85?
Yeah, I was about to say, that person is not wrong, but the release point area is totally different. The movement is different. And yeah, the speed of it is different. Coach Mike White used to be a pitcher. And so I don't think I can hit off of him, but I'll hit off of everybody else.
Hey, listen, I'm going to watch. I'm not going to be embarrassed.
Hour number 1 is in the book. Coming up, hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Hey everybody, it's Mike Hardball Hardge.
And this is the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
And we're here to talk to you about MyPlates.com.
Tell them about it, Mike.
Mark, when you're on the road and looking at the vehicles, what's the first thing you see?
Well, I'm usually a nice car, but the plates, baby.
At MyPlates.com, you can create a plate that shows exactly who you are.
Like the one I'm thinking about. The world's strongest man. Had to let them know.
Come on, you can get colors, styles, slogans. My Plates let you flex your Texas pride your way.
Big truck, big attitude, and it's better to have a plate to match it.
Hit up myplates.com today and put in the promo code TheZone. That's TheZone, all one word, for up to $55 in savings, and make your ride look as good as you do.
Or even better, myplace.com.
That's the way to go. And tell them Hardball Hardge
and Mark Henry
sent you.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers are into, true crime, sports, comedy, culture, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. And all this reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for you. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time, call 844-844-iHeart and get podcasting working for you.
You heard the news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange and listed on the big board. Millions of Americans like you are joining our news revolution. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top 12 news brands in America. Even President Trump says it's terrific. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax, and its audience grew 50% since the same time last year. Millions really are making the switch to Newsmax. If you want to be a Newsmax share owner, call your advisor or get more info at newsmaxinvest.com. Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Estimate based on your neighborhood average and individual results may vary.
When I saw how high my property tax bill was, I was shocked. We couldn't afford this, but I discovered Ownwell. Ownwell reduced my property taxes and saved me over $1,000.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be protested and they can be reduced. But instead of filing protests yourself and very possibly losing your appeal, Ownwell does it all for you. But hurry, protest deadlines end next week. Ownwell has reduced property taxes for hundreds of thousands of Texans and put money back in their pocket, and you can be one of them. And unlike other companies that take half of whatever you save, Ownwell charges just 25%, and that's only if you save.
Now I don't worry about my property taxes. Ownwell reduces it every year.
Sign up now, free. Don't pay unless you save. But hurry, protest deadlines end next week. Text WIN to 64,000. Text WIN to 64,000. Text WIN to 64,000.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horde. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Hordes. 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We talked a lot about the NBA as the New York Knicks have now put pressure on the Boston Celtics by going into TD Ameritrade, whatever they're calling that, Waterhouse.
TD
whatever.
Bank Arena.
Yeah, well, it's their arena. It's the Knick Arena now because they just went in there and beat them twice, come from behind victory.
Couldn't happen to a better team.
And then, of course, you got a chance to watch the OKC Thunder open up the can and set records against the Denver Nuggets. We kind of figured that was going to.
Did you say what record that was?
No, you can give it to him.
Like that record, the most points scored in a half in NBA history was 86 points. Last night it got broken.
Yep.
At 89 points in a half.
Yeah, that was
like
in a
that's
half.
just embarrassing.
Yeah,
you don't want to be
DJ
connected.
said turn the game off because he's a Nuggets fan. And he was like, just turn the game.
He's on fire! Throw the towel.
If they could have, they would have threw the towel in and just said, hey, we'll start this over
let's do
again.
this tomorrow.
Yeah,
but it was smart of him to sit his guys, though.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, at that point, you gotta start thinking about the next game because you've already stole a game in OKC.
Yeah.
So you've already stole one.
There were people playing that I didn't even know was on that team.
that roster deep, huh?
Hey, the guy that was drying the floor off when people fall down, they was like, hey man, put a jersey on. Put a jersey on. You playing tonight.
They gave DeAndre Jordan came in the game. That's how deep that had to be. But right now, I want to give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean, August the 16th at the Moody Center. Get over to the iHeartRadio app. Look for AM 1300 The Zone. Tap that red microphone and leave the word Jason. Jason is the word of the day to get an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Jason Aldean August the 26th. We're going to talk Dallas Cowboys in just a second, but I got to tell y'all this story.
Story time with Mike Hardge.
Yeah, I got to break it down for you. So
we got to get music and imaging for this.
So I want you to picture your boy, Hardball out there doing his thing. Well, I'm injured right now. I have an injury. So I went to one of my orthopedic surgeons and I was like, hey man, I need some help. I'm having a shoulder issue. Back in the day, I've had multiple shoulder surgeries on my left shoulder. Well, I was lifting some weights at the crib and all of a sudden one day it just felt weird. So I told the doctor, took an x-ray. He was like, we got to get in there and see a little bit more. So we need you to do an MRI. And I went to the MRI Tuesday. It was raining. It was that bad day. It was awful. Went to it. And I was like, all right, I walked in. I went in there. And the young lady was talking to me. And she was like, hey, Mike, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, good. And I look at the MRI machine. Now, I'm thinking, all right, no problem. I get in there and I have to put my shoulder in this little harness deal because they got to take the pictures of my shoulder. So I get in there and she was like, all right, here's your headphones and here is this call button. And if things start to feel a little weird for you, just hit the call button. I was like, okay. Soon as I got into that tube, my shoulders hit the side of the tube. Ding, 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 ding. I started
You claustrophobic?
Oh, my goodness.
You didn't know?
I knew I was claustrophobic, but I thought I was, because it's open, it's kind of got the open end at the other end. So I didn't feel like I was going to be suffocating like I was.
This is hilarious.
So
we find a lot about our shortcomings.
So I hit the button, Mark. I hit it. She comes back out.
They bring you out.
She was like, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm not. She was like, claustrophobic, huh? And I was like, yes, ma'am, I sure am.
Can I get that medicine?
And she said, you want to take a minute? I said, I'm going to take as many minutes as I possibly can. I'll call you next week.
And you didn't do it?
That's how fast my car started that day.
Oh,
I was
man.
out of there. I could not handle it.
Man, you could have had a wreck going pew.
Text the doc. I said, hey man,
I need surgery.
I just need you to know that I didn't get it done. He's like, claustrophobic, huh? I was like, how'd you know? He said, you text me before your appointment was even over.
Oh God. Hey,
so I went in.
They got that juice, hard.
They
got that juice now.
So
they put you to sleep.
So he told me, he was like, hey, we can help you out if you really need to be in there. I said, I'm gonna do a little rehab first before I even know what's gonna happen.
No, we're not doing that. We're gonna get this MRI tomorrow. You're gonna go back again, and we're gonna give you a little sleepy time.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get it done.
Bro, you talk about somebody panicking, bro. That lady,
you're not the only one.
She did not even walk out to go get ready to do it. I was like,
Hardge, my wife is laughing so hard right now listening to this because I'm claustrophobic too. And every surgery I had to get an MRI, they had to give me this sleepy time medicine.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need sleepy time medicine
because they
told me I need.
You want me to ruin You want me to ruin
Oh,
a $120,000 machine? Put me in it. Put me in it. I'm just go ahead. They're gonna have to get a mop and a broom to get that fix all that out.
I want to give a shout out to all the athletes out there. Listen, when I was younger, I had no problems getting in those machines. I didn't care. I was invincible. As an older, trying to be more responsible human being.
Hey, I want you to have more respect for your boy because in WrestleMania 22,
yes, I remember.
Undertaker put me in a coffin.
I remember.
And I'm claustrophobic. And bro, it was the worst 6 minutes and 22 seconds of my life.
See, the lady lost me. I remember that. I hated that for you because you told me, bro.
And the Undertaker, if he's listening, he's laughing his ass off because he knows.
You had to change the whole perspective of everything.
And he calls me Smarkus. Smarkus, you gonna be all right in there? No, I'm not. I'm not.
The lady, you said what? How long? 6 what?
6 minutes and 22 seconds.
The lady told me,
and I levitated like Jesus out of the coffin and ran outside when
look at everything.
When they cracked it.
I'm free, bro. She told me. She said, "Okay, you're just gonna relax." And you're only going to be in there for 18 minutes. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. She said, it's only going to take about 18 minutes.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm like, how many pictures you need? How many pictures? How long is this going to take? If it was my knee, I've done a full body MRI, but it was in the open air.
Hey, if your legs go in, that ain't no problem. Like
it's this upper body that I need so badly.
I need that air. I need air.
I need to breathe.
I need air.
Lindsay asked me, she was like, have you told Mark? Have you told Mark? I was like, no.
I'm not telling nobody about my weaknesses.
Hey, I'm a karate man. I bruise on the inside.
Oh my God. We're gonna get fired.
I had to
This is like
that.
counseling. This is like counseling.
I'm glad that we can talk this out, man, because your boy was going through it the other day, and you should have seen the doctor.
People are pulling over right now.
I went and talked to the doctor. The doctor looked at me and he was like, didn't work out for you, huh? We can look out for you. And I was like, hold on, man, let me think this through, because you're telling me I gotta get somebody to drive me. I don't need nobody to drive me.
Oh, you're gonna
That's what they
after
say.
what I give you? Yeah, you're gonna need somebody to take you home.
I don't want
You're gonna end up in Pflugerville on a road that you never seen before if you drive.
I didn't even know this was here.
Where am I? Yeah.
You're going to have to put a GPS on my phone to find out my location. Oh, my goodness. Man, I had to share that with you because it's been on my heart. It's been on my heart.
Hey, let it out, man.
And you came over
It's
to
a
me.
safe place.
And you patted me, so I already know if they would have, because they said, if you got to do this other thing, we got to shoot dye in you. I would much rather have that. He said it'll burn a little bit. I'd rather burn on my shoulder.
Let it burn.
Than being claustrophobic in that MRI tube. So athletes, I appreciate your toughness. I appreciate your ability to go into the chamber.
Talk to the doctor and take the medicine.
That's what I'm doing. I've already decided it. I just got to get my dates right so I can go ahead and get those pictures done. So I'll find out what's really going on with my shoulder, because you asked me if I could go out there and hit still. I can hit. It might be just one swing, though. I can't miss my pitch. I got to be like Barry. I got to get one pitch, one swing, and I'll be able to hit it. Coming up next, we will talk about Texas football. That's right. Josh Pate and Coach Sarkisian sat down for a great, lengthy conversation, and we'll hear more from Coach Sark. And, of course, we got the world's strongest take coming up after that, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show with Craig Way.
Tex Schramm, you'd hear him on with Brad Sham when we had the show and I was the producer for it, called Ask Tex Schramm. This was like 1987. Football, Cardinals were moving to Arizona. Brad Sham is doing the show. And so he asked him, he said, well, does that mean also now there'll be a change that the Atlanta Falcons would move from the NFC West to the NFC East? The Texas response was, well, once you're on an airplane, what difference does it make?
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Happy. That's happy. Enter it now at am1300thezone.com.
AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Driving northbound on I-35, we have some bumper-to-bumper congestion between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon Drive, causing a 10 to 12-minute slowdown. There's also a crash on Spicewood Springs Road at Mesa Drive, but some good news on Mopac northbound. An earlier crash blocking you off the shoulder at Enfield has cleared. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Luxury is having a choice between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Craving Boxes. It's luxury because there's no wrong choices. There's just right cravings. So choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Running a fleet is expensive. So what happens when you cut the fuel bill by 10% with a Coast Fleet Card?
We're saving money and time, which means we're able to take better care of all of our vehicles and our techs, plus our bottom line. Coast has been a real game changer for us.
With Coast, you get smarter spending, stronger security, and real support when you need it. Set spending limits, track purchases in real time, and stop unauthorized transactions before they happen. Coast works anywhere Visa is accepted, so you're not limited to overpriced or out-of-the-way gas stations.
The customer service is way above the company that we used before. Along with the extra security, it's worth saying again, total game changer for us.
Go to coastpay.com/sports and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/sports to save 10% on fuel with Coast. coastpay.com/SPORTS.
Coast card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. Actual savings may vary. See terms at coastpay.com. The spokesperson and characters in this ad are actor portrayals.
Football fans, the countdown is on. The rookies are ready. The matchups are heating up. And it's time to plan your game day. TickPick has you covered with no hidden fees and the lowest price guarantee. So whether you're heading to a rivalry game or just want a weekend experience, you'll pay less and get more. TickPick gives you all-in-one pricing and the lowest price guarantee. They're so confident, they back it up with their best price guarantee. Visit TickPick.com and score your seats before the best matchups are gone. $10 off your NFL order with code FS10 on the TickPick app.
Hey, Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are reigning. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right. Customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today, 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
Hey, it's Covino and Rich. And whether you're heading to the office, kicking back to watch the game, or enjoying a night on the town, Travis Matthew has you covered. They create versatile apparel designed to make you look and feel your best, wherever the day takes you.
From performance-driven styles to everyday essentials for both men and women, Travis Matthew bridges the gap between style and comfort. Ready to elevate your everyday? Visit TravisMatthew.com and get 20% off your first order when you sign up for email. That's TravisMatthew.com.
Football fans, the countdown is on. The rookies are ready. The matchups are heating up. And it's time to plan your game day. TickPick has you covered with no hidden fees and the lowest price guarantee. So whether you're heading to a rivalry game or just want a weekend experience, you'll pay less and get more. TickPick gives you all-in-one pricing and the lowest price guarantee. They're so confident, they back it up with their best price guarantee. Visit TickPick.com and score your seats before the best matchups are gone. $10 off your NFL order with code FS10 on the TickPick app.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $1,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
When divorce places your home, finances, or kids in jeopardy, Cordell & Cordell is here to fight to protect your interests. Cordell & Cordell is committed to advocating for your rights in divorce and family law matters, providing the legal experience to fight for success. Call today for a consultation and details on our military service member pricing.
Offices in Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Austin area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, principal partner. CordellCordell.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. Coming up in the next segment, we got the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man.
I'm so out of order right now. I'm done.
Yeah, it is teacher appreciation. And I appreciate all the teachers that are out there with the kids, but it was story time about the MRI machine. And my boy sent me this. He said MRI. MRI stands for minimum room in that piece.
Oh, man. All the people,
minimum.
man, it's so many people that identify with that just start calling, sending me messages.
They get it, man. It's rough. It's rough.
Oh, man. Vince Young, what's up, man?
A lot of folks identify with that story because a lot of people don't want to be in that piece.
Me either, cuz.
So I wanted to get into this conversation because, as always, you know as well as I do, Texas football is always at the forefront of a lot of people's minds around here. And Coach Sark has been making the tours and making the rounds, and hopefully we get Coach Sark on in the coming weeks so he can talk to us as well. But there are some conversations that are being had, and one of the main conversations is, how do you communicate with players at this particular time? How do you handle disgruntled players? And what do I mean by that is, guys are always looking for the next option, right? You get into the portal and you're starting to understand, why am I not playing? Why am I this? Why am I that? So Coach Sark says that they have a very brutally honest way of letting you know where you stand with them.
If I'm that kid right now, and I'm running with a 2s or 3 at slot receiver, and I think I should be starting, what kind of information are you giving me, and how are you delivering it in a way that is blunt, but also in a way that shows we want you here? Just because you're not starting right now doesn't mean you're not going to eventually play for us.
Well, here's one example. Let's go with spring ball's done, okay? And we have a really simple form that gets filled out by our academic department on every player. You know, he's got a form. Here's Josh Pate. Boom. Here's how he's doing academically. Here's our strength and conditioning coach, Tori Beckton, is going to fill out how he's doing in the weight room. Boom. Here's his position coach. Here's his strengths, weaknesses, things to work on. Boom. Here's the training room. Here's how he's taking care of his body. Here's where you're at. Boom. Here's Coach Sark's comments about any issues that he may have had off the field. Okay. That's a snapshot of where you're at. And then I sit down with each player and say, hey, here's where you're at. Okay, here's where you can improve. And when you can be honest with them and you can show it to them, now there's not, well, but this, but that. No. This is exactly where you sit. And this is exactly where you stand. That's the first part. In the last 3 drafts alone, we've had 28 players drafted. Well, now those things are a reality in our building. And the fact that they can look to their peers who they watch develop and watch grow, and now having that opportunity to say, hey, you know what? This is kind of the blueprint. And I may not be where I'm supposed to be right now, but if I keep working, if I keep doing things the right way, that can become a reality for me down the road.
Well, I love that.
Right.
I love that. That's all you want, is to be clear. And a lot of times, you know, my cousin just went through it at Memphis. Like he got promised this, promised that. Oh, we're gonna play you. Yeah, you're gonna play. And he had Travis Hunter in front of him. Tyrese Hunter.
Yeah.
And he didn't play. So, you know, that's a non-negotiable. You said you were going to do this. Like, don't mislead the kids. Give them the direction and tell them what they really need to know.
But let me ask you this, and I don't know your cousin at all, but if he is not performing, is it fair to believe that you deserve to play if you're not learning the situation and doing the things that they are asking of you. Is that a fair assessment?
It is a fair assessment if that was one of the qualifiers. When he did play, he was always in the plus. Like he had a strong plus minus. He was a great player. Won 3 state championships. Was a McDonald's All-American. Played. Jared Harris is a monster, and he's going to a school because he just wants to play. It's not about the money. It's not about buy me this, buy me that. Give me a bag with this amount of money in it. Like, it's none of that. Like, he's from Silsbee. He's from where I'm from.
Right.
Like, and some people there's a bunch of kids that just want to play. But with NIL, now you got 22, 24-year-old, 27-year-old kids that are on their 7th year playing sports. So how can an 18-year-old kid, go in there and compete against a 25-year-old grown man? Because a 25-year-old Mark Henry would laugh at 18-year-old Mark Henry.
Right.
So, like, that's the situation college sports is in right now.
Well, and that's why you continue to look at it and try to find out what's next and how do you continue to get better as a player, because everything is not always going to be as it seems. Another thing to look at too, and Coach Sark talked about this, a lot of people are talking about, why didn't Quinn go take the money? If he had an opportunity to go elsewhere, why is it that he decided that he wanted to stay at Texas or go to
everybody is got a comment about a kid who leaves the school and goes to another school for more money? How could he do that? This is college football now. What's going on with college football? All of a sudden, here's Quinn Ewers, who decides not to go to another school, to say, you know what, I've left a legacy at the University of Texas. I'm going to go chase my dreams and fulfill my dreams of playing in the NFL. And now those same critics, those same people are saying, how could he not go take that money?
Are you suggesting hypocrisy?
I just, sometimes I wonder, that, who are we to judge and criticize a young man who's making a decision about his future, who's only done things the right way to the best of his ability, who gave everything he could to our program and decided, you know what, now's my time. It's time for me to go on to the next journey of life, and that's trying to go play quarterback in the National Football League. And we're here to support him. But to criticize him for not taking the money, like, what are we talking about?
Hardge, why would Quinn ruin everything that he has amassed when he's done with the NFL? He can come back to Austin. Every business in this city is going to be like, Quinn Ewers? Yes. Sometimes it's worth more than money.
Right.
You're going to go to Louisiana Tech for $8 million. Even they don't have $8 million to give a quarterback. But you know what I mean.
I do.
You're going to go somewhere else and just take the money. It's not that when that money is spent and run out and it's affected your legacy, it's not worth it.
Well, and that's why, when you start to hear from these people that number, right? What's to say that Quinn, if Quinn was gonna stay in college, do you think he wanted to leave Texas?
Give me $80 million here.
Right. I mean, like, why would I want to leave to go somewhere else after, again, he is the quarterback of a team that went to the college football playoffs Final Four that he took them to twice.
I think out of respect for the future of the program, he went ahead and did his thing.
That's why. 100%.
Like why everybody's criticizing him, once again, here he is being selfless, giving you Arch Manning.
Exactly.
He gave it to you.
And what more else could he do? It's like you went to 2 deep playoff runs. It's like, what else is there?
I mean, he could win the national championship.
That's what he want to do. He want to win.
He could win it.
He wants to win.
But you know what? Like, Arch was on deck, and rather than him going, you know what, man, I'm moving the goalposts. I want to stay.
Yep.
But I want $8 million.
Yeah, that would have been a problem.
That would have been a problem.
That would have been a problem because number one, he probably wouldn't have got it. Well, here's the thing. He didn't take money from Texas or the collective.
He never took money from the collective.
And the thing is, the same thing with Hardge. Hardge isn't getting money from the collective.
True NIL.
They are truly using NIL in their favor by being able to achieve this at this level by all outside entities.
In wrestling, you go to The Undertaker, Goldberg, Steve Austin, The Rock, thank you for the house. We always thank the main event guy for the house. Thank you for the money you drew.
Yeah.
Because you're drawing that.
Right.
Quinn was the Undertaker of that program. Those guys should walk up and be like, hey man, thanks for the house. Because they got paid more because he didn't take money from the money that they were drawing from.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, man, like it's a respect thing that people are not giving Quinn that I want him to have.
Exactly. And they need to put some respect on his name. Let me look at my phone real quick and see if Gooch is like, stop talking about it. Coming up next, we've got the world's strongest man bringing you the world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Driving northbound on I-35, we have some bumper-to-bumper congestion between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon Drive, causing a 10 to 12-minute slowdown. There's also a crash on Spicewood Springs Road at Mesa Drive, but some good news on Mopac northbound. An earlier crash blocking you off the shoulder at Enfield has cleared. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cedar Park Overhead Doors. For top quality garage doors that won't break the bank, you can count on Cedar Park Overhead Doors. Their sales reps will find the door you want, not the one they want to sell. For the best prices and the best service, call Cedar Park Overhead Doors. Online at cedarparkgaragedoors.com.
This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Discover the true taste of Texas at Mom's Food, Smokehouse, and Delicatessen, where everything is handcrafted in-house, from the mustard to the bacon. Proudly featured in the inaugural Michelin Guide of Texas, they source the finest products from local producers. Visit us at 5811 Manor Road, Austin, Texas, or find them at your favorite farmer's market. Pre-order their barbecue today. Don't you keep the best delicatessen in Austin a secret. Tell them Mark Henry sent you.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hardworking, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Steel GMC in Round Rock. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager. Great deals are all we do here at Steel GMC. Our deal is upfront, honest, and a real deal. Not some overhyped web price that when you get there, vanishes like a 30-point lead. Come see us and get a real deal at Steel. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at steelgmcroundrock.com.
Shoppers first or shoppers last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-375-1158. That's 800-375-1158. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now, 800-375-1158, 800-375-1158.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather. Sunny skies with a few clouds. A high of 86 for your Thursday. Cloudy tonight. A low of 63. Friday, mostly sunny. A high in the low 80s.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Need an AC company you can count on? Call Abacus. From tune-ups to repairs and the latest indoor air quality solutions, Abacus can do it all. Now get 0% financing for 60 months on select Linux systems. If you want the best, call Abacus. You can count on us.
News has never been so important.
We've got breaking news from Capitol Hill.
And iHeart makes it so easy to stay in the know with 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
A major breakthrough in medical research.
Live around the clock, so you're never more than 3 minutes away from the stories that matter most.
Extreme weather is impacting millions.
24/7 news, right at your fingertips with the free iHeart app, where you can now make 24/7 news a preset for even quicker access. 24/7 news on iHeartRadio. It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
He's known as the world's strongest man. He's also a WWE Hall of Famer. But right now, he's the guy that always brings you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Hard.
What's happening?
You know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest. Marcus, back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They are all on me. Guys, I'm here to give you my take, and my take is this. The setup before the word. Steph Curry is an elder statesman of the NBA. All-time greatest three-point shooter. But like I said, he's an elder statesman. Now, how many of y'all been to the family reunion? You've been to the party. You've been to the park. You've been to a festival. And two old guys about 40 years old start talking trash to each other about who's the fastest. I'm still faster than you, Charlie Ray. No, you're not. Line up. And what happens? They take off running, and one of them hamstring pops, and they fall down on the ground, and everybody's laughing. This is not a laughing matter. This is life. Steph Curry is an older guy that has a grade 1 sprain in his hamstring. He warmed up very good before that game. It wasn't a situation where, oh, he was just lackadaisical, talking to the coach, shooting the crap with the referees and, playing with kids in the crowd. He was working. He was warming up, sufficiently warmed up. What happened to him is time. Father Time said, here you go, take this with you. And the diagnosis is you need at least 11 days of rest. Steph Curry says he could do it sooner. I want to know, why does Steph Curry and his camp think that his damn near 40-year-old body is different than everybody else's? You have got to listen to your doctors. If the doctors say take 11 days off, take 11 days off. Yes, you're going to miss the next 2 games. Yes, your team may end up 2-1. But isn't it worth it? to heal up sufficiently, or you go in and you rupture the hamstring.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
Yeah, you might be able to rebuild him, but he gonna miss the rest of the season. There will be no finals for you, sir. And I'm just saying this. My take is this: the coach, the ownership should override the player. They shouldn't let him hurt himself, which and then would hurt them. What say you?
Well, I mean, you start to look at what he's been able to do, and you wonder why he's trying to come back. It was because he understands where he is too, as a ball player. He understands that this might be my last hurrah in these situations. This might be his way of saying in his mind that I've got to come back because this might be our best opportunity to win it all. Now, I do understand that a hamstring is not what it was when he was 27, 28 years old. I do understand, and I think he understands that his opportunity of finding a way to be able to get back on the field, it's going to be a lot of work for him.
He's 37 years old, man.
I get it.
He's almost 40.
LeBron's 40.
Yeah, but if LeBron got an injury, he like he did with that groin,
yeah,
he missed 14 games.
Everybody ain't built the same when it comes to wanting to be back out there. Steph wants to be out.
That's true. I know he wants to be out there, and it's imperative that they have him to win this series, but it's a grade 1 sprain. So just take it as it is and go ahead and miss these next 2 games.
Right.
If you're down 2-1, then at least you have the ability to come in and help your team tie it up, make it 2-2, rather than go out there and tear it or rupture it, and then you be done for the rest of this year because you got to go have surgery.
And the season be over anyway.
And the season's going to be over anyway.
So he can. So that's what he's looking at. He's like, well, there is no tomorrow. Remember, Rocky. You can't win, Rock. There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, too much.
But seriously, you look at it and what he's thinking in his mind is, okay, I can sit out this game. I could possibly sit out 2 games.
Right.
And then I can try to come back because, yes, you may feel good until, like you said, Uncle Roy, you think you can still get me in the 40? Pop, 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 pop. You sound
the check engine light came on.
Oh, he running red line. He redlining like a
hey, man, call the tow truck.
But, yes, you start to look at what he's been able to do. But for real, in his mind and his heart of hearts, he believes
I want to know what you think, though. I don't care what Steph Curry think. I already know what he thinks. He thinks that he's better than everybody. He can come back.
I think he should probably be ready to go by game 5. I think he should be
so
ready to go.
sit out.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. All right.
Out. Yeah,
we're on the same page.
Yeah, I don't think he's able to play because if he does, he's definitely gonna snap it before that.
Golly,
but at least give yourself a chance. Give yourself an opportunity to go out there and get a chance to play in games 5.
Well, we're gonna see what happens,
6, and possibly
and we
7.
will be talking about it next week.
Well, they play tonight, so he's already out for the night.
That's one game.
So we will see what happens at the end when it's time for them to go out there and check it out. So it'll be very interesting to see how they finish this up. It's a sad situation with him having that injury. Jimmy Butler told us it just goes to show them how important he is. He is our best player, so we got to see what's happening with that.
Padinsky's got to show up. Buddy Hield has got to keep hitting threes. And some of those guys on the bench are going to have to, Kaluma and Trace Davis they got to step up, man. Yep. That's all it is to it.
Yep.
Like you pay them, that's why you pay them all that money.
Yeah, so this is that time. That's why you lift all them weights. That's why you do this. You can't win, Rock. We got to find a way to get it done. We're going to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. 2 former Texas Longhorns decide to call it quits, and it's not because they wanted to. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2. Bonus bucks. Bonus bucks.
Once you win $1,000 in bonus bucks, you'll have more money to use on your fantasy leagues. Bonus bucks. The winning happens every weekday, right here
On 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
A car went off the highway and now sits in the grassy median on the 130 Toll Road northbound at FM 812. First responders have the left lane blocked off as they work to pull this vehicle back onto the highway. There's also some stop-and-go traffic on I-35 northbound between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon, causing about a 10-minute out of the drive. I'm Jason Fossling with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bosch. With the Bosch 18-volt 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll be driving bolts and screws with ease. And when your work feels like sending a flying elbow from the top turnbuckle, get the Bosch 18-volt 2-in-1 impact driver. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audio Visual Consultations. We've been providing custom electronic systems for Central Texas for more than 36 years. And
Old man, I think they all know who you are and what your company does. This is Camilla McKay. The old man believes in big fun and big ideas. He can make dreams come true, so why not dream big? I've been up in Boston, but I know the old man and all his friends and fellow radio heads have been spreading the holiday spirit here in Texas. Why should we stop there? Keep spreading the good feelings all over. Audio Visual Consultations carries all major brands of televisions and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores. And you don't have to leave your house. Just like Santa, they deliver the gifts to you.
yeah, I like that, kid. Throw a party, hang out with your friends, catch a concert.
That's all fun and good, but can we get back to the business? You can give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit our website at avconsultations.com for some cool electronics.
Oh, now you're forgetting something.
And as always, hug your kids. We only pretend to be annoyed. Watch some games with your friends and make love to whoever the hell you want.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Leo Schofield spent decades in prison for a crime Jeremy Scott later confessed to. Season 2 of the hit podcast Bone Valley investigates how Jeremy's violent past unfolded and who else may have suffered his wrath.
This is a case that should never happen. I told you got it wrong, you got the wrong man.
Listen to Bone Valley on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Bone Valley.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Interspace Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Raise a glass to savings on every shelf at Specs. The fun starts here.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
What a great show. And if you missed any parts of the show, make sure you get over to our podcast page on the iHeartRadio app. Just type in the morning kickoff and you'll get a chance to let us know exactly and get to hear exactly what we were talking about. Also, make sure you start looking at us on our social medias because we are on YouTube, LinkedIn. We also broadcast on Twitter on AM 1300 The Zone, and of course on the Facebook pages. And we also retweet part of the show. I'm sure you're going to get some laughs today as we had a story time with your boy Hardball, and I'm not a fan of MRIs or the machines. So just so you know that. But I do want to say this because these two guys have had an opportunity to spend a lot of time getting MRIs, and they have now decided that it's time to walk away. Two former Texas Longhorn football players have decided medically that they are retiring from football. One of them is Utah quarterback Cam Rising. Cam Rising has medically decided to retire from football. He announced on Wednesday via his social media, and it comes after having a hand injury against Baylor last season. He says, due to a hand injury I suffered during the Baylor game, I have been advised by two orthopedic surgeons, two orthopedic physicians, and I will never be able to play football again. I'm going to obtain a third medical opinion and will undergo the recommended surgery. I will continue to rehab and to do it to get healthy, but in the meantime, I'm forced to medically retire from the game that I love. Now, we saw Cam Rising when he came to the University of Texas. I thought he was going to end up being the starting quarterback at one point. He came in the recruiting class with Casey Thompson, and both of those guys got a chance to play here. Hudson Card ended up coming as well, but he ended up going to Utah and having a great career in Utah. Another gentleman that has decided to walk away from football is one Brew McCoy. Brew McCoy, who was one hell of a football player, that during his time of recruitment, everybody was in love with Brew McCoy. He ended up going to USC, came to Texas, went to USC, went back and forth between Texas and USC. We thought at one point he was coming back. This was a guy that was in high school. He played multiple positions, and we thought he was going to be a big-time player at the University of Texas. Well, he announced also on Tuesday night via his social media that he is being forced to medically retire as well. He had an ankle injury, and he also told a bunch of teams that he did not want them to draft him during the NFL draft because he knew that this day was possibly going to come. He said, first and foremost, I want to thank my family for everything that they have invested in me during my journey and always standing by my side while I was playing the sport that God blessed me to be gifted in the past 18 years. Additionally, thank you to all my coaches and my teammates throughout the years for the support and guiding me every step of the way. It is with a heavy heart, but I feel with gratitude that I'm sharing with you guys that I made the difficult decision to retire from football. This has been one of the toughest decisions in my life, But after careful considerations with my doctor, my family, and the people closest to me, I've come to the conclusion that this is the right path for my long-term health and well-being.
You know, it's a hard game, man.
Yeah.
It's a very hard and
Very
difficult
physical.
game, very
Yeah.
physical. And at least look at the respect that these guys garner and the honor that you receive from your peers when you're able to say, hey, man, I got to put it down.
Yep.
And shout out to Brew, man, to be able to say, hey, don't draft me.
Yep.
You know, like I'm not going to play. I'm at that point where I can't play anymore. Like I respect that a lot.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, especially when you know all the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into that journey to be able to be an elite player at the next level. And you know as well as I do, we're playing in the backyard, you playing with your buddies, you're going through it all. Your ultimate goal, whatever sport it may be, is to be at the mountaintop. And NFL is the pinnacle. It is an opportunity to be recognized as such. So it is a difficult decision by all of those guys to be able to walk away and say that they gave it their all.
Yeah, a lot of us have more miles than a Greyhound bus, and we still try to get out there and do it. And we joke around, you know, with the, you know, forcing it.
Yeah.
And being up in age. It just comes a day where you have to just, you know, even the Bible says that you got to put your childish things down. So you at some point you got to let life happen and go ahead and bow out gracefully.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those things. Then life, it comes
hard.
at you fast, man.
It's
It
hard.
comes at you fast. Also, we want to give a shout out to the great folks over at Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks has been a major contributor and a sponsor here, and I endorse Twin Peaks. Obviously, you've heard some of the commercials from Twin Peaks, but I want to thank Twin Peaks. They helped us with our draft party 2 years in a row. We had a great time, had great opportunities, so we're thankful for them. And if there's a product or a situation or something that you want us to endorse for you, reach out to us. Hit us up on our social medias at Hardball Hardge, at the Mark Henry on Twitter, Instagram, or even Facebook. Hit us up and let us know if we can help you out and help endorse your product.
Yeah, shout out to Mom Foods, man, and Delicatessen. Like, you got to get over there and try it, guys. The best pastrami I ever had, and I've been to Sparks. I've been to Katz's, like that. This is the best.
Well, just so you know, you have encouraged our guy Ike to go over there. He's been over there, and a matter of fact, he's gone over there multiple times. So you've done a really
I know
good
what
job.
time it is.
Yeah, Ike knows what's up. So he's got an opportunity.
And
to get over there.
myplace.com too.
Always myplace.com. All right, so tomorrow is going to be a busy day. Texas Longhorns will hear more from Coach Sark and his interview with Josh Pate. There's just so much more to get into. We also have Fridays with Ann Parker Coleman. She will give us her latest and the expectations of Texas baseball. Zach Sim of orangebloods.com. We have a busy Friday for you because you know why? It's a feel-good Friday, so let's feel good going into the weekend. For Mark Henry, for Marcus Spears, I am Mike Hardball Hardge, and just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. Graduation caps are fixing to be flying and summer plans are heating up. So why not kick it all off with a brand new Chevy from Covert Hutto? Check out deals like $12,250 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST, $4,000 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Tahoe Premier, and $4,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Equinox LT. See dealer for details. Covert has been family owned since 1909 because trust, value, and Texas pride never go out of style. CovertChevyHuddle.com. Together, let's drive.